Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today we're going to be covering the brand new DDD archetype. I was super excited for this, and I was very lucky in my pack opening. We have 3 DD Sword Slime, which is probably going to be the core card of the deck alongside Dark Contract with the Gate. I believe these are definite 3-ofs. If you only manage 1 or 2 DD Sword Slime, then you absolutely need 3 Dark Contract with the Gate so that you can search them. And I think most of the builds are going to look somewhat like this. It'll change depending on what the tech cards each person tries to use. But right now I'm choosing Kite because the deck would love to go second and OTK. We have some turn 1 plays, but what we don't have is disruption. So when you don't have disruption, that makes you very weak to board wipes such as Judgment Dragon, Black Rose Dragon, and you really need to have something in the hand to keep you alive. So that's why I'm going with double Kite. The other tech cards are Dark Contract with the Witch, which is going to be 1 disruption. It's basically a continuous Raigeki break. You have to discard a contract or a DD monster from your hand, which is our entire deck except for Kite. So you're gonna have plenty of targets for this. Other than that, I'm also choosing to run 3 Dragon King Pendragon because he is our only main deck DDD, which you need for some of your better fusions. You also need him for High King Alexander so that you can boost High King Alexander to 6,000 attack. But yeah, this deck has a very strong 3-card combo, which is why I'm running 3 Night Owl and 3 Pendragon. If you have these 3 cards, you have a full board with a 6,000 attack monster, which is really strong. Contract is going to make it more consistent because you can search whatever missing piece you have. And I'm only choosing to run 2 Typhon because even though it lets you fuse from the graveyard, you can only do it the turn it's sent to the graveyard, and we only have 1 target for it, which is Beowulf. So it didn't make sense to have it at 3, even though it is a level 7. Other than that, I mean, we have double Contract with the Swamp King, which is going to help you fuse. So we have a lot of combo starters in here. We have Slime, we have Contract, and then we also have Swamp King. So you have basically 8 combo starters, and if you don't open any of those, then hopefully you have some protection, or you have your Contract with the Witch. I wasn't sure on what skill to run, so we're gonna go with Tie That Binds. What else do I need to say about this archetype? Oh yeah, Night Owl. I didn't even say what it does. When you normal summon Night Owl, you can special summon a DD monster from the graveyard. A lot of the times that's going to be your Pendragon, so you can go immediately into High King Alexander. And if you have a Genghis, which is our main is the main monster we're gonna fuse to at the beginning, you can special summon a DD monster from the graveyard when another DD monster is special summoned. So your basic combo is gonna be Flame Genghis, Synchro into High King Alexander, Genghis activate, and bring back that Pendragon. So now you have 3 DDD monsters, making your High King Alexander 6,000 attack, and you have a Pendragon alongside a Genghis. This deck has a lot of floating, so to speak. So if your opponent is not able to wipe the entire board and they leave either your Genghis or your Alexander, Alexander has the same effect as Genghis, so you can easily bring back, special summon a monster, bring back another DD from your graveyard. The other fusions we have is D-Arc. All of your contracts will cost 1,000 life in your standby phase. So Oracle King Dark is going to mitigate that. Instead of taking that damage, we actually gain life points if D-Arc is on the field. Beowulf becomes a heavy storm in your standby phase, and it makes all your monsters pierce, which is really good. And then the biggest of them all, Wave Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok. He's kind of like a relinquish. I didn't really use him that much, but basically once per turn when an attack is declared involving this card, so if it attacks or is attacked, you can target one other DD or Dark Contract card you control, return it to the hand, and if you do, equip 1 face-up monster your opponent controls to this card except the battling monster. So you can't attack and then equip that monster. You have to attack something else, and then it gains the attack of whatever you equip to it, which is really nice. Yeah, did I talk about the skill? I went Tie That Binds because I wasn't sure what to go yet. This is obviously very early testing. The box literally dropped less than 3 hours ago. But I already have some gameplay, so let's go ahead and show you this. We're gonna go ahead and get this out because there is a rank reset tonight. So if I'm able to stream, I'm gonna be climbing with this deck. But I want you guys to have a chance to watch the deck list and stuff if you're not able to make it to the stream. So we're going up against a Grit Bonds. We're going second, which is what we like, and we already have 2 over 3 pieces for the combo. Plus we have the contract, which is gonna help us search the missing piece. The really good thing about Hiking Alexander is that he gets so big that you can easily break through the grid and still have 1 or 2 more attacks to finish the game. So we use Swirl Slime to fuse into Genghis, normal summon Nidal, special summon Pendragon, special summon the Hiking Alexander. That lets me summon the Pendragon, and this is a very basic combo. It's what you're gonna see most of the time. We're trying to break the grid with the 6300 attack Alexander. He has a Kribo and he has a Kiteroid, so he's well protected. Stops my OTK, goes for the solar recharge, and what did I tell you we were weak to? Board wipes. So Judgment Dragon is going to destroy my Genghis. When Genghis is destroyed by battle or card effect, you get to add a contract from the graveyard. So we get our contract back. Kiteroid is going to protect us. Start contract with the gate, search for another Swirl Slime. And this is if I hadn't even drawn. Let's say we don't even draw this card. I already had in my hand everything I needed. I had a Typhoon and I had my contract that I added for my Genghis being destroyed. So we're gonna summon a second Genghis. That's why I think it's very important to have a second one. Probably optimal to have the second one. Special summon Beowulf using the Typhoon, Flame Genghis, special summon Hiking Alexander. And we're gonna activate the Swamp with the King, contract with the Swamp King because we already used the Genghis, so now we can go into Ragnarok, activate Tie That Binds. Second Sphere Kribo plus another Kiteroid, so 2 Kribos and a Kiteroid. Doesn't matter, we outlasted through a Judgment Dragon. He wiped my entire board and I was able to come back with 3 more monsters and 2 contracts on the field. Plus it was really important for me to preserve my life points in case the turn does come back to me and I have to pay for my contracts. That's why even though I could have taken the 3000 hit from Judgment Dragon and saved my Kiteroid, it really made no sense there. Some people during the stream were saying that Kuribo might be better for the Luna Light matchup, which is very valid. I think there's no reason why you couldn't run Kiteroid alongside Kuribo if you maybe get rid of the trap contracts. But that's just gonna come with testing, depending on where the meta ends after after we have a week or so with this box. So we're gonna go turn 1 D-Arc because we don't really have another play, and we can get rid of this Malefic Stardust Dragon. So he's going to excavate. I picked the card that he adds to the hand, which I guess was Paradox Gear. He's going to summon Parallel Gear and add a Malefic Blue Eyes, so you can synchro into Malefic Paradox Dragon. Very good. We still have a contract, and now we have our Pendragon, so we have our 3-card combo. You already know what's coming. Sword Slime, summon Genghis. Night Owl, special summon the Pendragon, go into Hiking Alexander. And this time we don't want the Pendragon because we have D-Arc in the grave. D-Arc is a little bit better. And we get the scoop. He saw the 6000 and was like, I'm out of here. Alright, next we have Jesse Anderson, and at first I thought this was going to be Crystron's, but then he's not running 30 cards. Plus we did get Crystal Beast support. Contract with the Gates, going to add my Swirl Slime. And we're just going to go into D-Arc. I didn't want to use my Typhoon in case I need to activate Typhoon's effect in the graveyard. So So we're gonna set contract with the Witch. I don't really want him milling too much, so we're just gonna go ahead and destroy that. Gain 2,000 life. Or we were going to gain 2,000 life, but he destroys my D-Arc before I can get my second 1,000. Sends it back to the extra deck, excuse me. So we're gonna add the Night Owl. Night Owl, special summon Typhon. The reason why I summoned that and not Pendragon is because now I can banish it again since it just hit the grave this turn. High King Alexander. Activate contract with the Swamp King. Banish 2. Special summon D-Arc. High King Alexander, activate to special summon Pendragon. So once again, we're gonna have a 6,000 attack monster with a backup. 2 backups, I should say. This deck is so fun, man. And we didn't even really get a real synchro engine. We have High King Alexander and we have the other Alexander, which is it's not really easy to go into since we don't have a level 1 DD tuner yet. We don't have Lamia. So I didn't really want to run the level 4 for the Night Owl combo. I think I'm happy with this build. It's probably what I'm going to use, what I'm going to attempt to get King of Games with this season. So we have the Kite Roy, we can just pass. I want this Cyber Dragon player to overextend. He's very smart though. He goes into Chimera Tech and sets a back row, which I didn't know what it was. But this is why toggling is really important, or like paying attention to the hourglass right here. Immediately in my draw phase, I could see that this card was activatable. That tells me it's not an Overload Fusion. It's probably a Concentrating Current or a Cybernetic Fusion support. Those are the 2 cards I have to play around. So we're gonna go Genghis, activates contract with Swamp King, send my Pendragon and my Source Line for D-Arc. Genghis special summon that Pendragon, activate Tie That Binds. And I knew that if this was a Concentrating Current, I wasn't dead by attacking with Pendragon. I need to keep my D-Arc though, because otherwise I have to pay 1,000 life during my turn. So he's gonna have to top deck in order to get rid of D-Arc. We still have our contract with the Swamp King, so we're gonna have a follow-up play no matter what. D-Arc, gain life. Activate contract with the Swamp King. Summon Genghis. Typhoon, banish alongside a DD Flame King. Summon Beowulf. Tie That Binds. And once again, I could feel a delay. This time is the Cybernetic Fusion support, and we get the win. But like I said, right now, a big advantage is that Cyber Dragons have been around for so long. We know the builds, we know the cards they run. DDDs just got released. He was very unfamiliar with what I was trying to do. Or I guess even if he was, without his trap, he really didn't have a choice. Maybe going for Cyber Twin Dragon over the Rampage Dragon. I don't know, you tell me. So we're going first. Once again, we don't have our full combo, so it's always a good alternative. It's always going to be D-Arc and your contract with the Witch set. So he immediately summons a Stardust Dragon. When Stardust Dragon is on the field, Malefic Stardust Dragon that is, you cannot destroy the field spells. So even though I had my Dark Contract with the Witch, I have to wait until this guy leaves the field so I can destroy the mountains. We're gonna pick up a Night Owl, special summon or Pendragon, but unfortunately we don't have the boost for High Alexander, so we're gonna have to destroy him. He special summons Truth Dragon, 5,000 attack, 5,000 defense, but he has no protection for the field spell. So all I have to do is pop the field spell, attack the face down, and we get the scoop. And there you go, DDDs. Like I said, I think it's not a hard deck to build. What stays in the meta and what falls off the meta is going to dictate where the techs are going to be. You know, at one point we might be running 3 Dark Contract with the Swamp King, one of them Prismatic by the way. If Luna Lights are too prevalent, we might have to switch from Kite Roy to Kuribo. Especially because, yeah, the Luna Light matchup with this current build, it's definitely not a good one. We don't have grid. We don't have non-targeted removal. So I think Kuribos, stuff like that. But I'm really happy with this core build, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And until next time.